I realise it's been a while since I've done maintenance on my P1S, so in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to do. First things first, I'm going to take the build plate out so I don't get it all messed up whilst I'm cleaning. And then I'm just going to dust the whole thing using a microfiber cloth. It's actually pretty shocking how dusty this thing gets, especially the lid and the door, because the glass attracts dust like crazy. Also going to wipe the inside of the lid because this is particularly dirty from all the PTFE tube residue. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Next I'll be using this Compu Cleaner air blower to blow out most of the dust and bits that are floating around. This isn't sponsored, but this thing's amazing. It's also useful for cleaning PCs because it's anti-static. Some people just use a compressed air can, but this thing will last forever basically. There's lots of bits of filament and dust stuck everywhere. When you're blowing compressed air into the fans, like the front one here on the extruder, make sure you hold on to the fan so you don't accidentally destroy the fan by making it spin too fast with the compressed air. Next I'm going to use the microfiber cloth to wipe all the inside bits because there's dust in places I can't really get to. I will at some point have to plug in the printer so I can move the print bed up because I can't reach underneath it, which is slightly problematic. Next I'm going to clean the old grease off all the lead screws using isopropyl alcohol or IPA and some clean paper towels. Hence I'm wearing gloves for this, otherwise I'll get grease everywhere on my hands and that'll be a nightmare to get rid of. As you can see, most of this grease is coming off as black, which implies there's lots of residue and organic matter on these and that this is probably overdue, needing changing. Although just to mention, I haven't really noticed any degradation in my print quality. I just thought it's been a long time since I'd done this is probably worth doing. The back lead screw is really annoying to get to, I hate it. Especially underneath. And when you're re-greasing it, it's a nightmare. I guess you can use a tool or printer tool to do this, which will probably help a lot, but I have not done that for this, so now I want to clean the carbon rods, and I'm also going to re-tension the belts at the same time. So these 4 screws on the back need to be loosened. Not completely loosened so the screw comes out, but enough so you can feel the loosened tension on the belts. So the P1S has carbon rods, so you don't want to lubricate these with grease, you just want to clean them with IPA. If you use grease, you can damage the printhead. So basically you just have to wipe a few times with IPA and slide the printhead over it to lubricate the carbon bearings. And then to re-tension the belts, you have to just move the printhead around a few times like this, and then you can re-secure the screws on the back. So now with some lubricant, this is the Bambu Lab lubricant, and I've printed this little tool to help apply it to linear rails. I don't think you have to lubricate the linear rails, but it can be helpful, especially if you haven't done it in a long time, which I haven't. It's not super easy to get the Z-axis ones here, especially with the left hand because I'm right-handed. You should also replace the activated carbon filter every couple of months, especially if you're printing with more smelly materials. For PLA it's mostly fine. If your wiper at the back here is looking a bit damaged or flimsy, then you can replace this too. There's just a simple screw holding it in place. Next I'll take the front cover off the tool head. I'm not going to replace my nozzle today because it's still performing quite well, but I'm going to check how the silicon sock is doing and replace it if it looks manky. Also going to check out the filament cutter, as I don't think I've ever changed this on this printer and I've had it for over 1.5 years now. So this blade is probably pretty worn down by now. As you can see, this doesn't look horrendous, but it doesn't feel very sharp anymore. Going to blow a bit more compressed air in here, especially to clean out the extruder, because that's probably a bit gross too. New filament cutter goes in like this, and then there is a slot you have to line it up with to push in like this. And you have to hold the tension while you screw it back in. So if you were going to replace the nozzle, you have to unscrew these 2 screws here, which hold the heatsink in place. Mine's still performing well, so I'm not going to do that, but that's how you would get the nozzle off. And then you can just slide a new nozzle straight on. Lastly, you're going to put the new silicon sock on. I found it's best to put it on sideways and kind of twist it round as you saw there. And I've got to make sure I plug in the fan cable properly before putting the tool head back on. So lastly, it's time to re-grease the lead screws. I'm using the official Bambu Lab greases, but there are other greases you can find on Amazon, for example. I just like these packets because they're the exact amount you need for all 3 lead screws. Before finishing, it's wise to check the PTFE tubes to see if any of them need replacing, especially if you've got an AMS attached as well. Now that I've got the printer back where it should be and switched on, I'm going to move the print bed all the way up and all the way down to make sure the grease is uniformly spread out. And then finally I'm going to run the full auto calibration to make sure everything's working fine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and a comment on this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. And I'll see you in the next one.